Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to start a conversation but you just couldn't find the right words? It happens to everyone, but for you, the Sigma, it can be a little trickier. You're not into small talk, and you don't want to waste time with superficial chatter. You crave meaningful connections, conversations that go beyond the surface. So how do you start a conversation that attracts the Sigma in you and others like you? It's all about choosing the right approach, one that resonates with your authentic self. Imagine walking into a room filled with people. Most of them are talking about trivial things, about the latest trends or the weather. But you stand apart, observing, waiting for the right moment. It's not that you don't want to talk. You just don't want to engage in pointless conversations. You'd rather connect with someone who shares your depth, your values, and your understanding of the world. Someone who gets it. The first step in attracting a Sigma in a conversation is to be genuine. The beauty of being a Sigma is that you don't have to pretend to be something you're not. You understand the importance of being authentic. So when you engage in a conversation, it's about being true to who you are. And that's incredibly attractive to others. It's not about saying the perfect thing. It's about being real, showing vulnerability, and offering a glimpse into your true self. This makes others feel comfortable doing the same. And that's when the real connections happen. One great way to start a conversation is to ask open-ended questions, ones that invite others to share their thoughts, dreams, and experiences. For example, instead of asking, "How was your day?" try asking, "What was the most interesting thing that happened to you today?" This question sparks curiosity and encourages a deeper response. It shows that you're not just interested in the surface-level details, but in the emotions and experiences that shape the other person's world. This kind of question creates space for a more meaningful exchange, which is exactly what you as a Sigma crave. Another great conversation starter for a Sigma is one that focuses on values and personal growth. If you're in a group setting and you want to spark an engaging discussion, try asking, "What's one thing you've learned recently that changed the way you view the world?" This type of question invites deep reflection, and it's likely to attract people who value personal growth, learning, and introspection. These kinds of discussions are where Sigmas shine, where they can share their insights and connect with others on a profound level. At times, you might find that a great conversation starter doesn't need to be a question at all. It can be a statement, something that intrigues the mind and invites curiosity. For instance, you could say something like, "I've been reading a lot about different philosophies lately, and I find it fascinating how each one offers a different perspective on life." This statement doesn't just give away everything. It opens the door for others to dive deeper, to ask questions and share their own thoughts. It creates an atmosphere of intellectual curiosity, which is exactly the kind of environment where Sigmas thrive. When you're trying to attract a Sigma or engage in a deeper conversation, it's important to remember that you're not looking for a quick fix, a shallow connection. You're after something real, something that offers depth and substance. And the best way to do this is by engaging in conversations that focus on passions, purpose, and philosophy. Asking questions like, "What's your purpose in life? And how do you live in alignment with it?" Or "What are your thoughts on the meaning of success?" can lead to enriching dialogues, ones where both parties feel seen and heard. As a Sigma, you value independence, but that doesn't mean you don't crave connection. It just means that you want it to be meaningful. You want to connect with people who don't just talk about things, but who think about them, who are introspective, and who are unafraid to explore complex ideas. Starting a conversation with these kinds of individuals can be simple, but it requires an understanding of what matters most to them. One of the most effective ways to start a conversation with someone who embodies the Sigma traits is by discussing shared interests or experiences. For example, if you both enjoy reading, you might start with, "I recently finished a book that really made me think about the way we approach life. Have you read anything that challenged your perspective recently?" This simple question leads to a conversation about ideas, beliefs, and personal experiences, and before long you'll find yourself in a deep, meaningful exchange that's rooted in mutual respect. Another way to attract a Sigma through conversation is to tap into their love for strategy and problem solving. If you're in a professional setting or group discussion, you could say something like, "We've been facing a challenge at work, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how to approach it." Sigmas love a good challenge, and they're often drawn to conversations where they can analyze, strategize, and find solutions. This type of question shows that you respect their intellectual abilities and value their input, and it opens the door to a conversation that's both engaging and productive. It's also important to recognize that Sigmas tend to be less emotionally driven in their conversations. They prefer logical, well-thought-out discussions rather than emotional outbursts or dramatics. This doesn't mean they lack emotion. It just means they prefer to express it in a controlled, calm manner. So when starting a conversation with a Sigma, keep it balanced, respectful, and focused on intellectual stimulation rather than trying to appeal to emotions or engage in gossip. Lastly, one of the most powerful conversation starters for a Sigma is something that taps into their love for independence and personal space. A question like, how do you recharge when you need time for yourself, acknowledges their need for solitude, while also opening up a space for them to share their strategies for maintaining balance in their lives. This question shows that you understand their need for personal space and are open to discussing it in a way that doesn't make them feel pressured or overwhelmed. In the end, it's not about using fancy lines or trying to impress others. It's about being authentic, asking the right questions, and engaging in conversations that align with your values and your desire for meaningful connections. So next time you find yourself wanting to start a conversation, remember this: focus on authenticity, curiosity, and depth, and the conversation will naturally flow, and you'll attract the kind of people who appreciate the Sigma mindset. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, because you will learn tons of information in the next video.